Another illustration of anamnesis and prolepsis. Again, don't let these words scare you. They're just sort of like $50 words for gazillion-dollar concepts. They put little handles on them. Anamnesis is the notion of the memory, the remembrance. We're remembering in such a way that it is actually coming into the present alive again. It's what all the Hebrew festivals and feasts are about. It's what Jesus is doing at the table when he says, "Do this in remembrance of me." That's anamnesis. You know, I've used the example of the blue skidoo. We can too. It's this idea of it's Narnia. It's passing through the wardrobe into the real world. Prolepsis is the idea that you're drawing the future backwards. And this is what's happening in Jesus Christ. It's like all of history and all of eternity are literally converging in his person. But I remember a story that I feel like fairly demonstrates this in an amazing way. Several years ago, it was the first one day. It was a Passion event, day of prayer and worship, a solemn assembly. It was outside of Memphis, Tennessee. There were probably somewhere between 30 and 40,000 college students who were gathered there. It was an outdoor meeting, and at the time I was working on a church staff down in Woodlands, Texas, with a guy named Chris Tomlin. You know Chris now. You didn't really know him then. And Chris and I had been writing some songs together leading up to one day, and one of the ones was we took the Isaac Watts hymn, "When I Survey the Wondrous Cross," which is one of the great old hymns of the church, and we tacked on a short chorus. And the effort was to try to freight this hymn into emerging generations of worshipers such that they could grasp it and own it, and it could become their hymn as it had been their grandparents' hymn probably. And I think you probably know that chorus, "This is a Wonderful Cross." But this was the first time that it had been done, was at one day. And Chris and Matt Redmond were up on the stage, and they were leading this song, "The Wonderful Cross." When I survey the wondrous cross, you know, it's like Isaac Watts, Matt Redmond, Chris Tomlin converging, on which the Prince of Glory died. My richest gain I count but loss, and pour contempt on all my pride. See from his hands, his head, his feet, sorrow and blood flow mingled down. Did e'er such love and sorrow meet, nor thorns compose so rich a crown.
When I survey the wondrous cross on which the Prince of Glory died, my richest gain I count but loss, and pour contempt on all my pride. See from
Well, so we're singing that, and all of a sudden I'm like just up on the backside of the stage, looking out at this massive throng of people, just pouring their hearts out to God. And all of a sudden, these guys are coming in and they're carrying something. And the closer they get, the more I realize they're carrying a large cross. And as they begin processing it through the crowd, this moment is full of anamnesis. That narrative, that story, that event of the cross, it's as though it's happening, because people start coming out of the crowd and running behind the cross. They get the thing all the way down right in front of the stage, and they plant it in the ground, and people just start laying out on their faces in front of this towering cross in worship to God. And more and more and more people, and finally they're pressing in, and they're getting, and it's just like the hem of his robe, you know, if I can just touch it. They're just reaching up and touching the cross at any place a hand can touch it. And we're sitting up on the stage just like beholding this moment where this story has broken in on the present moment. And Matt Redman, I can tell he's just up there running something through his head as he's about to say something, and he's so good at just capturing a moment with almost like a prophetic word. He starts to say, "And the angels bowed down, but the cross wasn't for them. And the elders bowed down," and it's like we're seeing eschaton here. "But the cross wasn't for them. And the living creatures bowed down, but the cross wasn't for them. How much more, how much more, how much more should we bow down?" And there it is. Anamnesis, the past, is drawing right into the present. Prolepsis, the future, is coming all the way back. It's in the person of Jesus Christ that all of history and all of eternity are coming together, and all you can do is bow down and worship God. It's one of the most stunning moments of worship I think I've ever been a part of.
So divine, demands my soul, my life, my own. I give my soul, my life, my own. Lord, I give my soul, my life, my own. Everything, we give you everything. Find that I may truly